Welcome back to another episode of Between Two Clouds. My name is Danny Hunt, and our guest today is Jamin Hester. Jamin, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Danny. Are we supposed to call you Danny, or are you going by Zach nowadays?
Mr. Galifianakis, yes, we're both known for our striking good looks. I am a huge fan of his comedy. That deadpan delivery is the best out there. Have you seen the Between Two Ferns episode with Charlize Theron?
I have, yeah.
One of my favorite. It brings me joy that you've seen that. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, if you haven't seen all of them, you should go back. And I mean, Obama was on there. I mean, he's had a cast of characters come through.
Trump,
Amazing.
yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's great. Can't be replicated, but he's great.
yeah.
Changing it up here a little bit, Jamin, when you joined us a couple years ago, one, you took over my title of F&G. Thank you for that. But what brought you here? Tell me about your journey.
So it's a great question. I think over the last, before I came here, I spent 15 years at pretty large companies like Cisco, NetApp, F5. And all along my career, I've always been asked the question, what do you want to do in life? And so my answer to that has always been, I want to be more of a consultant. I want to work with clients in a way that helps them understand how they can solve various different problems. And working at companies like Cisco and NetApp and F5, you can certainly do that. But at Opex, what I love about it is all the things that I've done through my career with working with big companies like that, working in projects around security, network, et cetera. I can apply that to the same things that we're doing here at Opex, but doing it in an even more expansive way because we have so many different providers that we work with. So we can solve problems in even more efficient ways, if you will, than when we were working on the provider side.
Yeah, it feels good to sit in that consultant role and to generally sit on the same side of the table as our customers. Over the last 20 years, financial services, it's been an extremely strong area for Opex, and we've been a huge help to the customers that we work with. Why financial services and why all in?
I think you made a great point. We've been doing a lot of work with banks over the last 20 years. I'd say that we've done even more so over the last 8. And I really think that started when we hired Ben, one of our field CTOs. He had spent 10 years prior to coming to Opex working in banks, being director of IT, et cetera, working for 4 or 5 different banks over that 10-year journey, mainly through a lot of acquisitions. And so he's lived the day in the life of what our banks and credit unions have done on a daily basis. And so he brings a lot of credibility. He's amazing at understanding business outcomes, but also technical requirements. And so bringing that together in every engagement has really, I think, brought a lot of validation to our approach and really what we can do for our clients when we're working with them directly. Another tidbit, my wife actually works in the digital banking space. So she works for a digital banking provider out of Austin, Texas. I'll let you guys figure out who that might be. But she's been there for almost 9 years. So as you can imagine, that's a part of our daily life of talking about banks and credit unions and the problems that they're solving and the trends that they're seeing. So that's also been really great to be a part of that. So, over the last 3 to 4 years, I think with this as a service transition with people moving from on-prem to the cloud, that's also really played into what we do on a daily basis. And so we're really leaning into this FI space, and I think it's just an exciting vertical to work in on a daily basis.
Yeah, I would agree. And Ben truly is an asset. And he's done great things in that practitioner role and transitioning that to a technology consultant role. Keeping the theme of financial services, what are some of the bigger challenges, concerns that you're seeing from the banks and the credit unions?
So I'd say there's a couple fronts on that we are specifically addressing. I mean, there's a lot going on in the FI space that they're trying to work through. Digital banking being one of them. That's what I talk to my wife about a lot, right? But I think where that intersects what we do is mainly around contact center transformation projects of people looking at how do you integrate CX, customer experience into that digital banking front, where more and more customers are doing banking on their phone or on their computers. And so we are having a lot of those conversations right now, especially with how does AI get leveraged within a client's environment or an FI's environment to better deflect some of those calls that might be coming in to do like check account balances or those type of things, to do like pre-authentication activities so that the agent's not having to do that before it actually comes to them. So there's a lot of areas where clients are coming to us in this AI or contact center space that we're really addressing. The other part of it is network. I think a lot of clients have made that transition to SD-WAN 3 to 5 years ago, and that's coming up. And so people are looking at, how do I evolve our network into more of a SASE-based, more secure network? And so we have been doing SASE projects across the board with a ton of clients. So that's become a hot topic lately. So yeah, I mean, a bunch of different projects, I think, that really translate into what we do. And it's been an exciting couple of years.
Yeah, it's been wild. Speaking of AI, it's been wild to see how it's solidified itself as a true pathway to real business outcomes over the last year. From some of the conceptual stuff to seeing it in action, it's amazing. It truly is impressive.
It is. We have a client we're working on right now where they're spending a significant amount of money, like $40,000 a month, on doing just basic language translation. Where they, when a client or a bank customer calls in, they have to send it to a third party to do that translation, either Spanish or whatever language they're calling it into. And AI is now able to basically take that at the agent level and dynamically translate that call to that agent, and that is a significant savings for the bank.
That's cool. Now, I think I heard you mention that you were from South Carolina. So is it safe to assume that you're a big South Carolina fan?
There's only one true school in South Carolina, and that is Clemson. They're in the upstate versus the middle. Nobody likes the middle of anything. You always want to be in the top, and, unfortunately for Clemson, over the last 7 years, or over the last 10 years, we've been to the national championship college playoff 7 times. And the other team in South Carolina cannot say that, unfortunately. So it's good to be on this end, for sure.
I think Randy Freebird would completely agree with you there.
Exactly.
Oh, well, Jamin, awesome having you here. Appreciate you spending a little time with us today.
Thank you, Danny. Appreciate it. Love these, man. Great job.
All right. Thanks again, Jamin. For everybody else who took time to stop by, I'll see you next time.
Thank you.